Good day, classmates of TFN, and to our special guest, Ma'am Freslyn Lim-Saco. Welcome to TFN News. I'm Aaron Tercera.
And I am Leezza Yañez, and today we have a special report on Marlaine Smith's theory of unitary caring.
That is right, but before that, let us introduce the author of this theory. Marlaine C. Smith has been a nurse since 1972 and is known for her practice in acute care and public health settings. She has a diverse educational background, garnering multiple degrees from different prestigious schools, and is known for her works in meta theory and healing through touch therapies. She's the writer and author of multiple researches relating to those listed on the slide, and has conducted 5 studies examining how touch therapies can affect pain, quality of life, sleep, and important outcomes for acute and long-term care. Her last study was funded by the National Institute of Health, Center for Complementary and Alternative Medicine.
As we all know, concepts are metaphysical niches, and the theory in which the term resides and derives its meaning must be adequately articulated to grasp a concept entirely. In context of unitary transformative paradigm, this chapter discusses a middle-range theory of care. With this, the unitary theory of caring is named. Watson and Smith illustrated a distinct unitary understanding of humans with relationship caring ontology and ethics that informs nursing as well as other sciences. The outcome was defined as a trans-theoretical, transdisciplinary view for nursing knowledge development. The tradition of nursing has been to explore variations in philosophy rather than commonalities. This trans-theoretical stance changes nursing away from the balkanization of numerous ideas towards the theoretical convergence and imaginative synthesis versus isolation. Watson and Smith described the outcome as unitary loving science that evokes science as well as spirit. Marlaine C. Smith described and agreed, saying, "I agreed that caring was a multidimensional concept that assumed multiple meanings depending on the framework within which it was situated or the lens from which it was viewed."
So how is this theory developed? The entire theory was guided by the question, what is the substantive domain of caring knowledge from a unitary perspective? However, through the unitary lens, the question was translated to what is the quality of being in mutual process that is called caring within other theoretical contexts. In order to clarify the concept, there needed to be 4 processes involved. The first one was identifying the existing meaning of the concept in context. So the author gathered different meanings of the concept care from different authors. The second one was identifying the theoretical niches. So the author had to identify the existing concepts of care from different sources and different books and literatures. And the third process is synthesis of the concept to identifying constitutive means. So the author had to merge or combine these different meanings and concepts together. And the final process was the instantiation of the new concept or the creation of the final product.
Assumptions of the unitary theory of caring came from Rogers' Science of Unitary Human Beings, Newman's theory of health as expanding consciousness, and Watson's theory of transpersonal caring. To fully understand the meaning of the theory, people will benefit from studying these sources. First, according to Newman and Rogers, human beings are unitary or irreducible in mutual process with an environment that is extensive with the universe, participating knowingly in patterning and ever-evolving through expanding consciousness. Second, according to Smith, caring is the quality of participating knowingly in human environmental field patterning. Third, according to Cowling, Smith, and Watson, caring is the process through which human wholeness is affirmed and which potentiates the emergence of innovative patterning and possibilities. Fourth is according to the same authors who said, caring accompanies expanding consciousness, potentiating greater meaning, insight, and transformative ways of relating to self and others. And lastly, according to Watson, Rogers, and Watson and Smith, they said, caring consciousness is resonating with the pan-dimensional universe.
So what are the concepts involved with the theory of unitary caring? There are 5. The first one is manifesting intentions. According to Smith, it is creating, holding, and expressing thoughts, images, beliefs, and hopes, and actions that affirm possibilities for human betterment and well-being. This means that the nurse has to create a healing environment through the nurse's thoughts, to feelings, intentions, and actions. The second concept is appreciating pattern. According to Cowling, it is seeing underneath all that is fragmented to the real existence of wholeness, acknowledging that with awe. This basically means you are grasping the wholeness of the other person through sensing, and you are appreciating, or you are interested in knowing their lives, their backgrounds, and what they're doing. The third concept is attuning to dynamic flow. According to Smith, it is dancing to the rhythm within continuous mutual processes. This concept basically tells us that nurses shouldn't just tell their patients what to do. That is not caring. Caring is understanding where your patient wants to go and then going with them in the process of their healing and their struggle in attaining their goal. The fourth concept is experiencing the infinite. According to Smith, it is the pan-dimensional awareness of coexistiveness with the universe occurring in the context of human relating. So this is basically, you are, as the nurse, you're recognizing that you have a sacred relationship with the patient, and that you believe that with others, any miracle is possible. It is being optimistic of the future and finding hope even in the darkest hours. The last concept is inviting creative emergence. According to Roach, it is a transformative experience within the constant birthing of love and caring actions is the growth of spiritual life within. This means that the nurse creates a safe space for new life to re-emerge, for new life to birth through supporting, coaching, and providing confidence that is lacking. Caring is the vehicle through which healing occurs. That is what that concept explains.
According to Fawcett, an empirical indicator is a concrete and specific real-world proxy for middle-range theory. It is taking a conceptual abstraction and moving it to a place where it lives, where it can be seen, heard, felt, experienced, or measured. Each of the concepts is discussed at an empirical level. First, we have manifesting intentions, in where nurses enter a caring relationship with intention through preparing to become the energetic environment that potentiates healing. First, nurses prepare by centering or connecting to the true self, going to that place within where it is possible to hear the still small voice. Second, nursing prepare by focusing on the present moment, leaving behind the thoughts racing in their heads that interfere with being truly present with those they serve. The development of an inner life is critical for the full expression of caring in nursing. If caring is a way of being, nurses must develop these competencies as much as any other in order to evolve as caring beings. Rituals can structure the process of setting intentions that are manifest in the nursing situation, such as Watson, who created a hand-washing ritual as a way of centering and leaving behind any thoughts that might interrupt presence. Morning huddles is also one to become together as a team and set the intentions for the day. Nurses can develop rituals related to giving the report that signify the duty of care. The concept of manifesting intentions can be studied. Activities such as centering, setting an intention, affirmations, and more could be tested using any variety of outcomes associated with nurses or their clients. Second, we have appreciating pattern, which in a unitary theory of caring, nurses would approach coming to know their patients in an entirely different way. The nursing process would not be consistent with caring from this point of view. It would involve knowing the others through using the sensory and extrasensory abilities to grasp wholeness. Nursing assessment would include exploring the unique life patterns of a person, exploring what is most important in the moment, and hearing the person's story. Instead of describing a community by its census and health statistics, nurses come to know it by asking its members to describe the essence of community. Nurses need to develop their abilities to appreciate pattern. Skills of pattern, seeing, listening, grasping the essence, and art and music appreciation corresponds to this ability of appreciating pattern. Research related to pattern appreciation already exists. One of it is Cowling's Unitary pattern appreciation, which is a praxis method that combines research and practice, in which he and the particular participant or client explore patterning together. This is then captured and shared through aesthetic expressions. Lastly, we have attuning to dynamic flow, which is lived in practice through sensing the readiness to begin to talk about sensitive issues or the willingness to take on major life changes. It could be staying engaged with a person and family members as they struggle together with the decision to move to hospice care, or second, knowing when a person needs the nurse to be tough, urging him to get out of bed or walk after surgery, or to be soft, facilitating some quiet space for the person to be alone for a while. Nurses need to cultivate their abilities related to this through sensing, hearing, and moving with rhythms, presencing, and focusing. Learning to listen for shifts and pauses and learning to listen to and trust intuitive insights is important. One example of a dynamic flow is experiencing the infinite, which could be in the form of seeing the sacred in mundane activities or validating its existence through nursing practice stories. Nurses don't take time to really appreciate the incredible moments experienced in caring with others. The sensitivity to experience the infinite in nursing practice may be developed through spiritual practice or a practice that fosters deep reflection.
Now we will apply the concepts of unitary caring in this practice exemplar. Sue is a family nurse practitioner working in a community-based family practice. She practices a unitary transformative paradigm model for her profession. Beth is a 55-year-old attorney who is seeing Sue for her primary care. On a busy workday, Sue notices Beth's name on her chart and smiles. Before she goes out the door, she takes a deep breath and sets her intention to be fully present to Beth. In this situation, we can see the first concept manifesting intention. Before Sue meets her patient, she devotes herself to being fully present to Beth. Sue opens the door to approach and greet her. Sue pulls up a chair and asks Beth how she is doing. Apparently, on her vacation last week, she went into atrial fibrillation and she felt like she couldn't breathe. While she was in the emergency room, Beth felt frustrated and scared. Sue comments how awful Beth's situation was and asks if there might be anything that may have led to her episode. In this situation, we can see the second concept being applied, appreciating pattern. Sue asks Beth how she's doing, and this is one way of Sue valuing Beth's uniqueness and her feelings prior to her episode. Beth then describes the stress that she's feeling because her husband, Bob, could not find work. Even though she took her much-needed vacation, she was hesitant to leave work for her friends. Sue asks how Beth feels being torn between what she loves to do and what she had to do. In this situation, we see the third concept, attuning to dynamic flow. Sue was able to ask Beth about the conflict between her friends and work because she was resonating with Beth's feelings and caught on immediately. Good thing, because something important about Beth's life was brought into light. Beth admits that she has been feeling that way recently and starts weeping. Beth sobs for the joy that is missing in her life and how the burden of her responsibilities is starting to weigh on her. Sue imagines holding and rocking Beth in the space between them. In silence, they both share an intimacy that is beyond language. In this part, we can see the fourth concept, experiencing the infinite, being applied. Both Beth and Sue seem to experience a pan-dimensional awareness, where although they are both in complete silence, seem to know what each other is feeling. Afterwards, Beth expresses that she's not doing what she loves. Sue's response to Beth's cry for help is the application of the final concept, inviting creative emergence. Sue invites her to start a journal where she could write her thoughts of what she loves to do and asks her to return for a follow-up checkup 2 weeks later.
To summarize, I quote what Smith said. According to her, The unitary theory of caring provides a constellation of concepts that describe caring from a unitary perspective. The theory is constituted with 5 concepts: manifesting intentions, appreciating pattern, attuning to dynamic flow, experiencing the infinite, and inviting creative emergence. Assumptions of the theory were explication. Each concept was described, and examples of empirical indicators for practice and research were offered. The unitary theory of caring is new. It can go through those who invest in it, through testing it in practice and in research.
Very, very well said. Well, that is all the time we have for TFN News. Again, I am Aaron Tercera.
And I am Leezza Yañez. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.